That's a flagrant foul.
That's not a flagrant foul.
A hard foul, yep. I thought the refs got it right, and to Angel's point, move on. My issue wasn't even with the foul, right? If you're going to foul somebody, I was always taught you don't give up an easy basket, period. And that's what I thought Caitlin did. My thing with that was, stand in it.
Stand on business.
Right? Don't walk away. My other issue was, I also have always been taught when I played, go grab your own teammate. Don't come grab my teammate. So where Aaliyah Boston went over to Angel and was kind of like, we ain't gonna do that. To me, you got to go get your own teammate. I didn't have a problem with the foul. I thought it was a hard foul. I thought the refs got it right, and then you keep on playing. I got issues with all the other stuff that came along with that, not that foul.
Kenyon, familiar with these situations? I think you've always been, like Sheryl said, you grab your own teammate, because when you step in, things tend to happen when you try to mess with the opposing team's players. But
I'm sorry.
She was walking off.
But the other part of that is, where were Angel's teammates?
Hey, can we see that again?
Can we watch that one more time, please?
Caitlin was walking off, so there was no need for nobody to grab her.
But don't grab my teammate.
Well, I dig that. I hear you in that regard, but there was no need for her to go grab Caitlin. Caitlin was walking off.
But Aaliyah actually kind of
And Cardozo
shoved Angel a little bit.
Pull Angel away.
I got no issue with none of it. It's just basketball soft as hell right now. On both sides of it. There ain't no damn flagrant foul, man.
That's not a flagrant? A hard foul?
Damn flagrant foul.
Angel's push was a lot harder.
Flagrant
it was.
foul, man.
Not the initial part, but Caitlin later on pushed her. It was.
I'm talking about
the push before to get the
Angel's push on
they've called.
They just trying to get control of the game. That's not a
No, they
flagrant
weren't.
foul.
No.
It's not a foul.
They weren't trying to. Listen, they've called softer flagrant fouls in the NBA.
I said it's all soft.
So that's a flagrant foul.
That's not a flagrant.
Nah.
Okay,
go back. Go back to the first part
of the game.
Angel's foul right here. That's
because of the
harder.
No, Angel, she pushed her.
That's more.
But they didn't call that.
Howard in the back, two hands.
She did push her. They didn't call that.
Caitlin appears to be pointing out that call before the take foul.
You got to look at the different angle. The initial foul, I was like, no, it wasn't.
You don't think it's more of a flop?
So go all the different angles. I didn't think it was a flop.
Hey, I feel
like Angel.
Keep going.
You're strong as shit. I seen the Thomas push.
Look at all that. Come on.
Yeah, that's
You seen the what?
That Thomas body slam, and I'm like, okay, that was a real foul.
Oh, for sure.
And you feel like Caitlin should have stood on business there?
That's just foul. Yeah.
Stood on what business?
Come on.
So you didn't see Caitlin push her?
So she ain't trying to fight. So
somebody that's strong. Somebody
wobble up, can you?
Know what I mean? Somebody that's solid. Somebody that's solid. That right there doesn't make them push.
Okay,
like you gotta
so
open up. That's like the Embiid.
I'm just kidding.
That's that Embiid flop where I'm trying to sell this.
So here's my thing, right? Like, you're saying that's not a flagrant. No. And I think it depends on the angle and all that, those things.
It's a hard foul.
But my thing is, had Angel or anyone else done the exact same type of a foul to Caitlin, the storyline is different.
Well, I don't know. Okay. Here's the problem. No,
it is.
With these, if we're gonna
go back to last year though, Gil, like everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're trying to take Caitlin out." No, like they were just hard fouls.
But it's still body size.
But the story, even from guards though.
What I'm saying is a guard, like if a guard, if I got to try to foul him to stop him, my hit on him has to match his power. So if he's trying to go for the dunk, I got to really grab on him to wasn't it? If I'm trying to go up, any hit from him, I'm hurt.
So is there not a rule, it's a question, of if you're not making a play on the ball, it's a flagrant?
Man, come on with that.
That was a play on the ball, though.
No, it wasn't.
She
didn't go for the ball.
You're holding the hole.
She didn't go for the ball.
So if I give you an and one, then what?
She didn't go for the ball.
So I'm supposed to give you an and one?
No, it's a hard foul.
Yeah, so it's not a flagrant.
But she didn't go for the ball.
Yes, she did.
Well, but
she didn't.
The ball's on the left side.
Okay,
the ball is on the right side.
The ball
she didn't go for the ball.
But that's what I'm saying.
Let's
watch it one more time, please.
Remember, she's left-handed, so she's coming across her right side.
She hit the ball.
She did not hit the ball. ball. She grabbed her right arm.
Okay, grab the right arm.
The ball's in the left hand.
Your hand,
She
your arm,
didn't go for the ball.
arm, your hand, part of the ball.
Another angle coming, right?
It seemed like the Sky bench was more ready for whatever than the actual players on the court.
Yo,
The Sky bench wasn't ready for that.
They were not. They were not.
Look, right here.
They
She
were
hit the
not,
ball. Oh.
No, all
I
arm.
thought that was a ball.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean,
That's why we got.
like, so this is my thing. I would have, she wouldn't go do it, but
What kind of a flagrant?
I would have, in
Well,
a,
swipe the swiper crawl, but it's both arms.
in a different life, in a different time, if Caitlyn would have turned around and just slapped the shit out of her. Bitch, back up. Bow.
I wish she would have done it.
I would have been like,
I wish she would have
you
done
ever
it.
seen Pitbull on a chihuahua?
hey,
That's never gonna happen. That's
back
that
up.
was never-
Bye out.
And your question for you,
never gonna happen.
Gil fouls you like that. What's your reaction? No big deal?
No, they don't mean it.
Okay.
He don't
that
mean
means every foul we done foul Shaquille O'Neal.
I know who he is.
That's
He
the
don't-
flagrant
like,
thing.
I know who he is. He don't mean it.
We done back everything.
I get ready to go up.
You're
he
saying you know
fouled
who
me
he
like
is.
that.
He didn't mean it. So if you don't know who it is, your reaction's different.
No, I just depends on who it is.
You know what? I'm shocked that Caitlyn even did that.
Like if I foul somebody that way, I'm gonna get they gonna react like Draymond fouled him, right?
What'd you say?
I'm shocked that she even fouled her like that, though.
Why?
That reminds me of
Why?
when Draymond gets fouled.
Yeah.
But why? But that's not like. Why are you shocked that she fouled her that way?
I don't know. This is because I feel like she knew this was coming. This
No.
would have came. She don't really do
You
that.
didn't
No,
think Angel
like,
was gonna
honestly-
jump up like
But she
the,
don't
what
really-
starts it is
No.
Angel
Don't
jumping
foul
up.
like that.
If Angel just gets her foul and walk off,
Foul
nobody.
like that. Do she foul?
But Gil, you know, in a game when you get fouled that way, and especially if you're losing by 25 or 30.
Yeah, you gotta add that in.
Yeah, but I'm saying you know
They're
in a
down
game,
14
it's-
at that point.
Okay, 14.
It
But
was in
it's
reach.
there are two things you're gonna do. You either gonna just stay on the ground and be like, "Oh, I got hurt," or stay on the ground, or you're gonna jump up like she did.
Yeah.
Like it's two things you're gonna do.
You know what remind you know it's
Good job.
So I've got to agree with Sheryl Swoopes here, right? That definitely was a flagrant foul, and number one, for the reason that she gave was that if you turn this around and it was Angel Reese who did that to Caitlin Clark, you all would be crying. Everybody would be crying today for like a week, and they probably want Angel Reese suspended. Okay, so considering like that, you have to call a flagrant foul. Okay, number two, you call it flagrant because we know where this is heading. Okay, you guys know what's gonna happen. This and what the media is building up, what the fans who have picked their side are building up. They want this rivalry. They want the fights to happen. They want, both players to talk trash about each other. They want this thing. This is what they enjoy about the WNBA for some odd reason. This battle. It's not even really only Caitlin Clark. Since they've been in college, people just like to see this rivalry. They like to see Caitlin win, or they like to see Angel Reese win. They like to see all the drama that comes in between. So you call a flagrant on that. So the players know the refs are going to be serious this game. All right. So if somebody else does something, you're out the game. If Angel Reese does something, you're out the game. Or you're getting a flagrant. Caitlin Clark's getting a flagrant. She's going to be out the game. So I think you call that out of seriousness, just to show them that the refs mean business and we don't want any problems. Okay. So for Gil and for Kenyon Martin to see this as just a regular play, they're not thinking fully. They're not thinking, about the history these players have. All right. And what can happen, what can be detonated, all right, with hard fouls here, with physical play. Okay. And it's strange because they're players and they've been in games where they have rivalries, they have problems with players. And one thing leads to another, one call is let go, and then that leads to something else, and then problems begin. Okay, and major problems come out of that. So I think it was good on the refs to get ahead of this and shut it down right before it blew up. It still blew up now because we're talking about it 2 days later, right? But this obviously could have been a bigger situation than it actually had been. All right, and it's especially if Caitlin Clark didn't walk away. If she would have, turned around and got in Reese's face, and then both teams, got fighting or some whatever. Let's just say that the worst ended up happening, right? So that's why I agree with Sheryl Swoopes. I'm on that side. Good for calling a foul, even if it wasn't, your real serious injury causing foul. It wasn't that. I'll say that. But you got to call it just so that the players know that the refs mean business. All right. At the least. All right. So that's my take on that. And then that's about it. So until next time.